Taking care of your laundry is one of those mundane tasks that you have to do for the rest of your life, so might as well learn to do it well and enjoy doing it. This is my current laundry routine along with my top tips, squeezing in everything I know and wanted to share on how to do your laundry, so let's get started. Doing your laundry can sometimes seem like an added-on task to your never-ending list of things you have to get done. So it may help to start brain dumping those tasks onto paper so it's not as overwhelming in your head. Kind Care just launched our new laundry list notepad that I am obsessed with using. At the start of my day, I will write down the 3 most urgent tasks on top, along with several other daily tasks below. I use this for house chores, errands, work, wellness, and whatever else. It reminds me of exactly what I need to get done for the day, and as I finish each task, I can track my progress and feel the rewarding satisfaction of marking the task as complete. I will link this notepad down below if you're interested in getting one for yourself. Throughout the week, I put any dirty clothes into my hamper with lights on one side and darks on the other. Then come laundry day, I'll take the hamper to my laundry machine and I'll also check for any clothes to wash from my rewear drawer. The way you separate your laundry can be personal to your lifestyle and priorities, but I'll typically run 2 to 4 cycles on laundry day. Cycle 1 is for any dark or colored everyday clothing. Cycle 2 is for any light or white everyday clothing. Cycle 3 is for towels and bedding, which I'll run on a normal cycle with hot water to ensure that these items get a thorough hygienic cleaning from the buildup of the body's oils, lotions, and any lingering bacteria. Cycle 4 is for washcloths and bath mats, which I'll also run on a normal cycle with hot water. And lastly, Cycle X is for any additional items that need to be washed separately depending on their fabric type or soil level, such as delicates that should be washed on a delicate cycle or athletic wear or accessories. This routine is more intuitive than definitive. Many times, I'll actually merge the darks and lights together on a cold cycle, especially if they aren't heavily soiled. Separating darks and lights are important to prevent colored clothing from bleeding onto lighter clothing, but this is mostly concerned for any new clothing with deep colors like indigo dyed denim or red tops, so just be sure to wash these separately for the first few washes. If the color does bleed, however, don't worry, just soak it in an oxygen bleach like Starboost to get rid of the stain. My laundry time and day is on Monday mornings and sometimes Sundays because that's usually how long it takes to create a full load. But if you have a bigger family, you may find that running a small load every day is more efficient for you. If you intentionally carve out the time to include laundry into your schedule, it'll then become a naturally integrated part of your routine rather than a dreaded task that keeps piling up. This is the new marble black version of the glow clip that's essential to getting my hair out of my face while doing laundry and other daily tasks. Nothing's wrong with dressing in sweats and a tee at home, but dressing up a little bit helps to romanticize the whole experience. Okay, there are many different types of stains out there, but here are my top tips to share. For blood stains, I use hydrogen peroxide. I didn't have any blood to show as an example, so you'll have to use your imagination, but trust me, this works best. Just apply the hydrogen peroxide directly to the stain, spray some water to keep it hydrated, wait 10 to 15 minutes, then throw it into the laundry, preferably on a cold cycle. For oil stains, I use baking soda and dish detergent. First, blot out any excess oil, then sprinkle on the baking soda to absorb the oil. Give it some time. I usually wait overnight, especially if the stain is old. Then the next day, I'll scrub in some dish detergent to help break down the oils, then throw it into the laundry, preferably on a hot cycle. For all other common stains like ketchup, almond butter, coffee, berries, vinegar, and ink stains, first gently blot with a towel and brush off any excess residue from the stain. For any greasy food stains, I'll also add a bit of dish detergent to help break down the grease. And if the stain is fresh, you really only need to spot treat the stain with Starboost and water and wait for about 15 minutes. But most of the time, most of us don't take care of stains until the end of the day or maybe even the end of the week, which is why I rely on the soaking method because it's best for those tough and stubborn stains. To soak, I just fill a bin or a clean sink with warm to hot water, adding 3 scoops of Starboost, and let it soak overnight. After pre-treating the stain, just rinse and add to the wash cycle. And remember, if the stain remains, don't put it in the dryer because that can permanently set the stain. So you may need to repeat the process until the stain is gone. Whenever I acquire a new item of clothing, I check the clothing tag to become familiar with the different clothing materials. You can download and print out the freely available care label guide at kindcare.com as a quick translation for your care labels. There are many types of detergents to choose from: pods, tablets, liquids, and strips, but I like powder detergent best since it's super convenient, more concentrated, and works just as well as liquid detergent. I choose Starboost because it doubles as an oxygen bleach with added stain-fighting enzymes for laundry that comes out white, bright, and stain-free. It's also fully dissolvable even in cold water, which isn't the case for all powder detergents. I'd also say keep it simple and avoid using fabric softeners, scent boosters, and bleach because they can all be harmful to your garments, your skin, and your machine. A common mistake is using too much detergent, thinking it'll clean your clothes better, but really this results in an overproduction of suds to form, which doesn't get rinsed away properly and makes it harder for the clothes to create the friction needed to wash off any trapped dirt. So about 2 tablespoons per load should be perfectly plenty. The inside of your garment is usually the dirtiest since they come in contact with your body's sweat, so I try to flip them inside out before putting them into the hamper. This especially goes for graphic tees that I want to protect the printed ink from crackling. Also, flip the pockets inside out to check for any loose items that shouldn't go in the wash. I place any delicates like bras or lace garments in a mesh bag to protect them from peeling or getting warped and tangled with the other items in the load. Let's talk washer cycles. There are typically 3 options: cottons, permanent press, and delicates, which each have different agitation levels, with delicates being the most gentle and cottons being the most intense. 99% of the time I choose cottons on a normal cycle. Unless I'm washing something heavier, I'll adjust accordingly, or if I'm washing delicates that are machine washable, I'll do the delicate cycle. For load size, I leave it on auto load sensing or use my best judgment. And for temperature, I'll usually use cold water for less soiled laundry to help prevent shrinking and slow fading while also saving energy. In the case that my everyday laundry is heavily soiled, I'll use warmer to hot water for a thorough clean. The average wash cycle is 50 minutes to an hour, and the average dry cycle is 30 to 45 minutes. So while you're already in the homemaking spirit, you can use this time to clean and tidy up around the home. I did a quick tidy, wiping up the surfaces and vacuuming and mopping the floors. Once the wash cycle is complete, I try to move it to the dryer at least within a few hours, otherwise the laundry will start to smell mildewy. It happens though, and if it does, just add a sprinkle of baking soda and run the cycle again, preferably on the hottest setting. If you forget to remove the lint from the lint trap, it may end up back onto the clothing. It helps to have a mini trash bin right by the machine so that it's right there and ready to be discarded. I use an old Starboost tin for this. Once I made the transition from single-use dryer sheets to wool dryer balls, I cannot go back because it saves me so much money in the long run and it doesn't damage my clothes or my dryer. These are the new Cloudryers from KindCare, made of 100% New Zealand wool. They come in a set of 3 and you just toss them into the dryer and it'll help your laundry to dry faster and come out clean and wrinkle-free. Again, double check with the care label when choosing the dryer setting. I will usually tumble dry on the optimum setting unless the care label says to dry on low tumble or to air dry. To air dry, I use a collapsible drying rack and lay each garment as flat as I can to prevent the fibers from stretching. I air dry any athletic wear, delicates, or any items that the care label recommends to air dry. I also avoid putting rayon into the dryer because it'll most likely shrink. Air drying does require more patience and the clothes won't dry as soft and wrinkle-free as machine drying, but it's still a good option to consider for certain materials of clothing that need more care. While the cycles are running, it can also be a good time to allow yourself to rest a while. I was craving a little snack, so I sat and enjoyed that. I pampered myself with a nail shining session. And I just chilled on the couch, reading, sipping, taking a breather. Especially if you really dislike doing your laundry, it helps to look forward to doing it if it gives you the permission to do absolutely nothing, knowing that the machine is doing most of the work for you. Your laundry is the best when it's fresh and warm out of the dryer, so try not to forget it exists. Otherwise, wrinkles will begin to set in place the longer you wait. Putting my laundry bag into its place is my personal favorite part of the entire process. Sometimes I like to tune out and work in silence, while other times I put my headphones on and tune into a podcast or listen to music to keep me engaged. I also fold my laundry on my bed, so it's a cozy, comfortable time. Let me know below what you do. It's time to learn the folding formulas if you haven't already. For tank tops, fold in half, then in thirds, then in half for crop tops or thirds for longer tops. For tees and long sleeve tees, place it onto its belly, then fold in thirds, then in half, then in thirds. This method is fine to do free-handedly, but I find that this results in unequal widths when placed next to each other. So let me introduce you to this folding gadget, which admittedly I was highly skeptical of at first, and there was a bit of a learning curve, but using this to fold my tees makes each tee a satisfyingly similar size that I can't recreate on my own, so I can't not use this anymore. Just look at how satisfyingly similar these are in size compared to me just winging it with my eyeballs. For pants and shorts, place it butt side down, fold in half, then fold in half, tuck in the crotch, then in thirds or in half for shorter pants. For bras, bring down the straps, then roll into thirds or fold in half. For underwear, fold the bottom to the top, then fold in the sides, then fold in half. For my husband's underwear, I try to avoid stretching the elastic, so I just fold in half, then in half again, then into thirds. For ankle socks, I tuck one into the other, then roll and tuck into the heel end to make it extra compact, or roll and tuck into the toe end, which I do in this case to show the days of the week written on my socks. I also try to avoid stretching the elastic for my socks, and it takes too much effort for me, so for any crew socks, I simply stack them on top of each other, then fold it in half or into thirds, and that's it. Wrapping it over can help keep it together, especially maybe when traveling, but I find that stacking it like this is the most efficient for us at home. Items I will hang include outerwear, dresses, and dressier shirts and blouses. You can check out my closet organization video for more tips on storing clothes. Last but not least, it's nice to have a care kit handy as you're folding your laundry to touch up your clothes. Some items for me include the laundry list notepad, this pill shaver to remove any stuck-on fuzz and pilling from garments, a mini knife or sewing scissors to cut off any loose yarn, and a lint remover to roll off any lint, especially on darker clothing. And that, my friends, completes the cycle. A clean-made bed, clothes treated with care, and a fresh wardrobe to wear for the week. That may have been a lot to take in, but hopefully with practice and time, laundry day will be a day to look forward to. See you soon for another new video and possibly a part 2 in the future. Love you and take care.